Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with more WNBA news, more off-season WNBA news to be exact. So this going back to this unrivaled league that's co-founded by Nafisha Collier and Brianna Stewart, two of the best players in the league, respectively. Of course, next to Asia Wilson, but they've set the rosters now, and games are set to start January 5th in Miami, which will be aired on True TV and TNT, of course, just like similar to last year. This league was very successful last year, and I think it provided a great alternative to playing overseas and to build camaraderie with not just possibly your teammates, but other people in the league as well. Because right now it's very important that these players build camaraderie. Because I know in NBA it's frowned upon when you're playing with or practicing or training with other players from other teams because we want the players to go at it. But it's very important for the WNBA players to build camaraderie together because they're trying to build something what the NBA has, or even better, in some aspects, reaching for the sky type deal. So I think it's very important for those players to understand each other and for them to have that camaraderie and that team that teammate experience with each other. Because as the CBA goes through, they're going to need this strength together because it's strength in numbers, and they're going to need to be strong and stick together. Because to get that league to the next level, you would need to trust the other players and trust people from other teams so you can be able to accomplish that goal of getting that lead to the next step. Whether it's, from the ground level, from making more money to getting more games, to getting more teams, to getting more revenue, to getting more exposure for the league, which will ultimately benefit everyone and all the parties involved. So I think this league serves as that important purpose. And whether they're trying to do that or not, I think it'll help the league, and hopefully the league gets where it needs to be very soon because they have a lot of promising stars. Just watching the atmosphere of the college basketball right now, there are a lot of women that's coming up that's going to be very exciting in the league, and it's going to bring some different attitude and different spunk to the league. So, and it's going to be a lot more, even a lot more parity. So that's very exciting to see. But in this unrivalable 2026 rosters, there's 8 teams and one developmental pool. Now, I didn't find much information about the developmental pool, but it looks like it was a lot of younger players who can probably be subbed in or something. But it was a lot of younger players in there. But there are a lot of big names that's going to be in Unrivaled this year that is going to be fantastic to see players like Paige Beckers, Cameron Brink, who's coming off the injury. She can use more reps. Her teammate on the LA Sparks, which is Rakia Jackson. You got Kelsey Mitchell, at least Alyssa Thompson, Nafisha Collier and Brianna Stewart, of course, Kelsey Plum, Satu Sabali, Haley Vanliff, the rookie that's coming back, and then Brittany Griner, of course. And Brittany Griner, of course, knows all about playing overseas and the unfortunate situation that she went with Russia. So I'm excited to see her play in this league opposed to playing overseas, or any players for that matter playing in this league opposed to overseas. But there's going to be some great off-season basketball ahead, and as I talked about before, it's a great or excellent alternative to playing overseas because it's just I feel like the players shouldn't have to do that. Really, I think the players should be able to have a break, but unfortunately, due to the pay, they have to play during the summer times to get money, so it's an unfortunate thing, but hopefully this will be fixed soon. But and then players will be close to their families and friends at home as well. So they at least they have that benefit of being closer to their families. Because playing overseas, then you be over there months at a time, and you really don't get a chance to go home. So those players will have that benefit at least. But this is a brilliant idea from Brianna Stewart and Nafisha Collier, and of course there are no big names in this unrivaled list, other than Nafisha Collier and Brianna Stewart, of course. The rest of the players are pretty much younger or players that are not higher tier as those players like your Caitlin Clarks or Angel Reese's or Asia Wilson. Those players have big endorsements off the court. They make decent money on the court, but they have these sponsorships off the court, so they're making a lot of coin and doing a lot of other things. So they really don't. I think it's important that they didn't play because they're taking the money. They could possibly take away from money from those other players. So it gives those other players a little bit of a median point to kind of balance out the money that's spread out through the league. Because we know all of those players I named, Asia Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese, they all have shoe deals. They all have like Gatorade deals and State Farm deals and things like that. So they're making probably more money off the court. Well, I'm pretty sure they're making more money off the court than they're making on the court. So those players don't necessarily need to play the summertime. They have other engagements to do and things like that. So it's very important that those players don't take away from the other pile of players. And plus, those players are key on their teams. So if they get injured, it's going to look a lot different. Other than Nafisha Collier, other the players that I've named are not really the star players on their team per se. Maybe a Paige Beckers, um, but for the most part, those other players that I didn't name, those three, they really don't need the exposure like the other players do with the money. So it's going to be very exciting to see, nevertheless. And of course, I'll keep um, the news updated as Unrivaled unfolds. And until next time, I'll see you next time.